This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. A new span of the Howard Frankland Bridge along Interstate 275 South is now open. FDOT says the bridge will add 50% more capacity to help deal with notorious daily congestion on the Hillsborough to Pinellas connection. Austin Peterson is an interstate resident engineer with the Florida Department of Transportation and says the bridge will also add a 12-foot wide pedestrian path for walkers and cyclists who want to cross without a car.
It connects on the west side into the 4th Street trail network, and then eventually on the east side it'll connect into the West Shore Interchange Trail that's going to be constructed there. It's also going to have some aesthetic features like overlooks of the bay for people to walk and look out on. So that'll be a huge thing for our community.
Peterson said that while the project does not include light rail or a train, it was built with a framework to support such a project should local governments or agencies decide to approve and build out a rail system in the future. A controversial bill to reduce the age to purchase a long gun from 21 to 18 will be heard on the House floor this week. WMNF's Chris Young reports the Democratic Minority Leader Fentress Driscoll called the bill a betrayal to families of victims of the Parkland shooting.
In 2018, the state increased the age to buy firearms from 18 to 21 after the school shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland that killed 17. House Bill 759, sponsored by Republican Representative Michelle Salzman, seeks to reverse that requirement. While presenting the bill in a subcommittee last week, Salzman says the 2018 decision was made in a moment of anxiety.
When you are 18 years of age, you can sign into a contract, you can get married, you can get divorced, you can join the military, you can be sentenced to death.
Democratic Minority Leader Fentress Driscoll calls the bill reckless.
Both law enforcement leaders and survivors have repeatedly said that the 21 and up provision works. Yet this Republican legislature is willingly choosing to ignore those on the front lines in the communities that are still grieving.
She also questions Republicans' motives for pushing the bill. It was supported by the National Rifle Association. The bill is set to be heard on the House floor on Wednesday. Chris Young, WMNF News.
High-performing out-of-state students could lose a tuition break at Florida universities if their grandparents haven't lived long enough in the state. The Senate Higher Education Appropriations Committee yesterday approved a bill that would make a change to a 2021 law that allowed the tuition break. The bill would allow or require grandparents to have had their primary homes in the state for at least 5 years for their grandchildren to qualify. The bill would also change the name of Hillsborough Community College to Hillsborough College. The bill initially called for the school to be renamed Hillsborough State College. Local governments where President Donald Trump spends a significant amount of time want to be paid back by the federal government after footing the bill for a hefty security cost. Wilkin Brutus reports.
Each visit from President Trump to Palm Beach County relies heavily on the sheriff's office and other police and fire rescue services. So much so that by the end of this fiscal year in September, Palm Beach County officials say they will have spent upward of $45 million to protect the president. In a statement, County Mayor Maria Marino said the cost burden should not be falling on local taxpayers. Now, a bipartisan bill by Democratic Congresswoman Lois Frankel, whose district includes parts of the county, and Republican New Jersey Congressman Tom Keene Jr. aims to offer some relief to municipalities. If passed, the feds would have to reimburse local agencies for protecting Trump during his stays in Florida, New Jersey, and New York. I'm Wilkin Brutus in Palm Beach County.
As the Trump administration forges ahead with its dramatic reshaping of the federal government, voters in Northwest Florida will put the president's agenda to an electoral test. Voters in the state's 1st district are set to decide on April 1st who should take former Representative Matt Gaetz' seat in Congress. The state's chief financial officer, Jimmy Patronis, a Republican endorsed by President Donald Trump, is running. Democrat Gabe Valamont is seeking to make Trump's push to dismantle the federal government a central focus of her campaign. Some patchy fog this morning and cloudy skies today with highs in the upper 70s. A few clouds tonight with overnight lows in the lower 60s. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow with highs in the mid 80s. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.